Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country from the blue-collar professor. He teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a of pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Our host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of the program. And the race is on. This is where we're at. The conventions are over. The primaries are over. It is Trump versus Hillary, and the race is on. So glad you could join us this Friday because I want to kind of wrap up the DNC. We haven't talked a lot about it this week, you and I, partly because Matt filled in for one day, one show for us, and we're grateful for that. Then we had Charles Ortel, an interview we could not pass up, somebody who had dug deep into what was really going on with the Clinton Foundation. And we don't do many interviews. And there's a reason for that, because you can get that anywhere. You can turn on the TV and see Donald Trump on every single news show saying the exact same thing. His surrogate saying the same thing. It's old hat at that point. And so it doesn't make any sense to redundantly bring people on to say the same thing. We know what they said. We know where they're going. So why not just get rid of that nonsense unless it's meaningful? And Charles Ortel, I felt, was very meaningful. It was a very educational interview. It was a discussion that was conducted at a very high level. He's an incredibly brilliant man, but most importantly, he's got the education and the experience that it takes to understand what's truly going on with the Clinton Foundation. Hillary and Bill have people with his experience and education working for them to try to hide this stuff. So it takes somebody equally as competent to tear it apart and find out what's really going on. And I just thought the facts were stunning. And the fact that the IRS came out and decided to investigate the Clinton Foundation, it was very timely. And he had a big piece of the responsibility to make that happen. Not that he leaned on the IRS, but that coupled with the Clinton cash and all the rumors and all the talk, the evidence is obvious. It's damning. And according to Ortel, it's an airtight case. If you understand what you're looking at and understand the laws that apply, it's an airtight case. Well, yes, but we also know that the email situation was an airtight case, that Comey got up in front of the world and laid out the case. And the standard was gross negligence, but he, for whatever reason, decided to use his own standard, to impart his own threshold in which Hillary Clinton had to cross, and he chose intent. So much so that one of his mentors, one of the guys who is probably, between him and Chris Christie, they're probably the most renowned prosecutors at the federal level that the common man knows. It's Rudy Giuliani and it's Chris Christie. If you ask people to name a third, you would get a ton of different answers. You may get some wrong answers, but the majority of people would recognize that those were U.S. attorneys. And Giuliani was great at what he did. And he said, look, I feel like I'm a pretty competent guy when it comes to these things. I felt like I was a pretty reasonable prosecutor. I'd be glad to prosecute this case. I would love to do it. It's a slam dunk. It's an easy conviction. But Comey decided to go not to do that. So just because it's an airtight case doesn't mean anything's going to happen. But here's the takeaway with this. And I promise you, we're going to get to the conventions. But the takeaway with this is, with the emails, you can choose to shrug your shoulders and say, yeah, well, that's a political attack. That committee that the House put together was partisan. It was all Republicans. But the facts don't lie. And the fact is, she was grossly negligent. She didn't care. And now you look at this situation. Here's a retired Wall Street professional. And I made the comment during the interview. A lot of people are going to say, hey, here's this big Wall Street guy that Hillary Clinton is speaking outwardly about. That she's going to bring down Wall Street. Why would people believe this isn't politically motivated? And he said, look, I'm not a political guy. I couldn't care less. I think I've given a total of like $2,000 in my life to any political organization. I'm fiscally conservative. I'm socially independent. I don't care. What matters to me is that this lady is asking to lead the world, and she has a record of this behavior. That's what bothers me, that hardworking people like you, like me, give to charity. 90% of the revenues that nonprofits receive are not from billionaires or millionaires. They're from people like you and me, who may or may not make or struggle to make ends meet, who get up at 4 a.m. to go to work in the heat. But yet we find it in our hearts to give because, man, it's a good cause. We believe in whatever cause that is. It's worth that effort. It's worth the 4 hours of work we just gave up. And he said, if people are willing to do that, it's important they know where their money's going. And I said, well, fine, Mr. Ortel. I get it. But there are so many nonprofits out there that you could have looked into. What was it? And he said he's just sick of the scandals. He's sick of the lies. And so he wanted to know for himself. And what he uncovered, he said, was quite frankly obvious criminal behavior from the Clinton Foundation. And he laid it out in that interview. If you haven't had a chance to listen to it, please do. Please go back and listen, because it's not funny. It's not outrageous. It's two guys having a very serious discussion on an issue that matters. And I'm here to tell you, if Donald Trump had this going on, if he was involved in one of these scandals, I would have done the same thing. People have the right to know who is going to be leading them. And if you think it doesn't matter, if you've thrown your hands up and said, I'm out, just look at the chaos and the damage that Barack Obama has left in his wake. It's pure destruction. And so it's important to know who you're electing. And I agree with a lot of people out there. There's not a great choice this year. There hasn't been a great choice for a many number of elections. But we're in different times. We're in historic times, and our country is at a crossroads. We have to decide, are we going to continue to do what we've been doing that has given us what we've gotten, or are we going to make a change? That's the question in front of us. And the historic times, we have a guy on the right who has never held political office. He is the first guy to receive a major party nomination in either party since Eisenhower. And Eisenhower was a general that just dusted the Nazis. But he's a straight businessman off the street. Yeah, he's successful. Yeah, he's a billionaire. But I'm just going to let the cat out of the bag here in case you didn't know. When you pull the curtain back, it takes a few bucks to run for president. And if you don't have the bankroll, you better have the name recognition and people behind you to do it. And so common people, I love this, and we'll get into this too. Hillary talking about, I want to make sure every woman and girl out there can achieve their dreams and reach their goals, whatever that may be, including president. Look, it's a heartwarming notion that anybody in this country can be president. And maybe you've got an opportunity when you're born. But as we move forward, if you don't acquire a significant amount of wealth or begin climbing the political food chain at an early age, you're out. I couldn't run for president and win right now. I don't have the name recognition. I don't have the cash. More importantly, I don't want to do it. I don't want people like Rush or Gavin Mitchell criticizing me each and every day. But that's where we're at, and it matters. It matters a great deal. And so we've got this business guy on the right who's never held public office. And on the left, we have the first woman that is the nominee of a major party. These are historic times. It's great. And I just, for everybody out there still screaming racism and sexism in the world, I just want to point out that we now can scratch off the racial bucket list having a black president. We've got one. And I'm so sorry for the African Americans out there that this was the one. I'm sorry that the only observation we have is Barack Obama. I'm sorry he screwed it up the way he has. If Colin Powell would have ran at an earlier date, man, there's a guy you can hang your hat on. But he didn't want to get involved in the political mudslinging. He wanted no part of it, and understandably so. I think Dr. Carson would have been a great president. The problem is he doesn't have that fire in him. You know, he never raises his voice, and it's hard for people to think he cares. I promise you, he cares a great deal. He just doesn't seem to communicate that well, but you'll find that with incredibly intelligent people. They find it hard to communicate outside fact and reason. Emotion has no place in an intellectual's mind because emotional responses are unexplained responses. They may be justified, but you can't. It's not like it's a 1 or 0, good response or bad response. Intellectual people need facts, and they need reason, and they need to put pieces together. So I'm sorry that Barack Obama is the one we got. We're going to have more, I promise you. And for the feminists out there, I am sorry that the first female nominee of a major party is this criminal. And I don't know any other word to call her. She is a criminal. But that's what we've got. We're breaking down these barriers. We're proving that those things only matter to a small amount of people in this country. Is there racism? Yes, there is. But it's a small, ignorant few that exercise that. Is there sexism? Yes, there is. But again, a small number of ignorant people that choose to think that way and behave that way. As a whole, we're not that way. Which is what makes the Black Lives Matter movement so dumbfounded. This country on a whole is not racist. Police officers on a whole are not racist. Yes, there are some. There are some people out there that are ignorant. But you know what? There are some black people that hate white people. Look at that Leslie Jones. Everything she ever tweeted, the lady that was on the Ghostbuster movie and the one that got Milo kicked off Twitter. That's who I'm referring to. Every tweet she ever sent out was racist. The problem is, those are dirty words. But it's getting to a point in this country where people are tired of others crying wolf. If you notice, anytime, and this is something that jumped out at me last night, every time a pundit for the left or a representative of Hillary Clinton's campaign or an elected official that had a D by their name, every time they were hit with the facts, they didn't respond to the facts. They tried to counter with something they felt Donald Trump had done worse. They didn't deny it. They didn't respond to it. They didn't explain it. It was well, I know you are, but what am I? Yeah, well, what about this? This was much worse. They refused to answer the question directly, and that's politics. It's on both sides, let's be honest. But that's what it is. Now, look, the DNC wrapped up last night. The RNC is wrapped up. I kind of want to juxtapose those. I want to compare them. Which was good, which was bad, what were the highlights? Where are we at now, turning our attention to November? Because really the only landmarks we have between now and then are debates that haven't happened yet. That's all we've got. Otherwise, it's simply these two out there stumping for their cause. And that's it. So we are getting closer and closer to decision day about the next president of the United States. How did each position themselves after their conference? We're going to talk about it next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chairs and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40, and anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-525-8479 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-525-8479 to take your call now. Call 1-800-525-8479. That's 1-800-525-8479. Again, 1-800-525-8479.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity, lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with Brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or truck to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
If you are looking to connect with the show, you can find us on the World Wide Web, thegavinmitchellshow.com. You are always welcome to email me, Gavin at thegavinmitchellshow.com. I promise you, I read each and every one of those and respond to as many as I possibly can. And then we're on Twitter, at The GM Show is where you can find us. Feel free to follow along. Would love to have you along for the ride. And if you have been there, you know that we tweet out as things are going on. And a lot of times it's sarcastic, it's tongue-in-cheek, it's very smart aleck. Well, we do it for a grin, right? I mean, there's nothing profound that's going to come from our Twitter account in 140 characters, I promise you. But it is a good time. Got a great compliment last night. Said, love your Twitter feed. And so that means a lot. It's just, it's for us to have a good time is really what it is. So give us a follow there at The GM Show. So we're setting this up. The DNC closed last night. And now we're headed to the general. The race is on. Both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton were officially nominated through the process of counting the delegate votes, and they both accepted their nomination. That's where we're at. And here is Hillary accepting her nomination last night.
It is with humility, determination, and boundless confidence in America's promise that I accept your nomination for President of the United States. Now, sometimes the people at this podium are new to the national stage. As you know, I'm not one of those people. I've been your First Lady, served 8 years as a senator from the great state of New York. Then I represented all of you as Secretary of State. But my job titles only tell you what I've done. They don't tell you why. The truth is, through all these years of public service, the service part has always come easier to me than the public part. I get it that some people just don't know what to make of me. So let me tell you, the family I'm from, well, no one had their name on big buildings. My family were builders of a different kind. Builders in the way most American families are. They used whatever tools they had, whatever God gave them, and whatever life in America provided, and built better lives and better futures for their kids. My grandfather worked in the same Scranton lace mill for 50 years.
All right, that's about all I could take. But you can see that she's trying to play the good old boy card, if you will. But I don't want to take away. It was a historic moment. There is a female that is the nominee of one of the major parties in this country. It's a great thing. So set the politics aside and just, it's a historical moment. But here's where we're at. The RNC, the convention itself, started off a little rocky with the roll call vote, right? There was the whole plagiarism thing with Melania Trump. Ted Cruz's behavior was kind of questionable. But on a whole, it was fantastic. The speakers were great. We had Rudy Giuliani talk about One America. We had the survivors of Benghazi. We had the mother of a victim of Benghazi. And she put Hillary Clinton square in her crosshairs. Mike Pence was fantastic. Newt Gingrich was fantastic. We had Jamel Shaw Sr. talk about how the left turned their back on him, a black man, after they found out that someone ranked higher on the victim hierarchy list was responsible for the death. It was a great convention, but to a man, everybody has said the highlight of that convention was Donald Trump's kids. They were stellar. They blew it out of the water. They were sharp. They were educated. They were classy, but they weren't uppity. I mean, it was everything you hoped it would be. And one of the great compliments that all of Donald Trump's friends seem to give him is, look at his kids. They're fantastic. They're not entitled, even though they grew up in the home of a billionaire. And I don't know that. I don't know those people. There was a lot of commenting on Ivanka Trump's dress, how it was one from her line and it cost $150 retail. And Hillary Clinton was out giving equality speeches in a $12,000 jacket or something like that. Whatever. I don't care about that. What matters to me is that Donald Trump's kids knocked it out of the park. And he positioned them so well for Ivanka to introduce him and talk on the women's issues. Because he can't comment on that firsthand. He can do what he wants to do to help the cause. He can, he can try, but he can't speak to it firsthand. He's never walked a mile in a female's shoes. But Ivanka sure can. And boy, she stood up and gave a testimony about how great her father was. And at that time, I think we tweeted out, hey, how is Hillary Clinton going to counter that? Chelsea's not the answer. What do you do? What do you do? And then Donald Trump got up there and went for an hour and hour and 20 minutes, I think, give or take. It was the longest accepted speech in the history of conventions, but he knocked it out of the park. He addressed the issues. He seemed presidential, and he gained serious ground from his convention. He gained serious ground. Then we have the DNC. And it opens in great controversy, right? We have the email scandals. We've talked about that. We've talked about how Hispanics are a consumer and not a people. We talked about how the DNC was in the bag for Hillary Clinton, how they manipulated and worked with the media to coerce you and I to say and do things that's favorable to Hillary Clinton. And the Bernie Sanders people are furious. I mean, they attacked him on his race, or tried to. There was a plot there. But the DNC was in the bag for Hillary. Now, that's something everybody has been screaming from jump, right? Just look at the superdelegate count. This thing was rigged, and that's what Bernie was saying. But when we got our hands on those emails, we found out, my gosh, that's not just a slogan or some type of political cause to back. It's legit. It really was rigged. The arbiter for this contest is in the bag for one of the candidates. Now, that's baffling to me. This is conspiracy on the highest level when it comes to politics. Think back to all the situations that have happened over the past years that have led to consequences on a political level, all the conspiracies and the shadiness and whatever you want to call it. Remember many years ago when, was it Lieberman or was it Biden? I think it was Biden was running for president, and they released, it was Dukakis, I think it was Dukakis, released some plagiarism issues, and he had to bow out of the race. Remember Watergate, that situation, and we could go on and on. But for the DNC to be in the bag for Hillary Clinton, oh my gosh. So it starts off with that. And that curly-headed leader of the DNC, Weiserman Schultz, had to resign. She's out of there. But what happens immediately after she resigns? Hillary picks her up. But the Bernie people are furious. They protested on day one. There are chants of lock her up at Hillary Clinton's own convention. Day one, there's not an American flag to be seen in the whole place. They put a partition up between the delegates and the stage. They put a fence up, a boundary. You didn't see that at the RNC. And then outside, there's an 8-foot tall fence. Donald Trump wanted to communicate, hey, I'm one of you. I'm working for you. Let's do this together. Hillary Clinton tried to communicate the same thing, but you don't achieve that by putting a fence up. And you don't achieve that by hiring the lady that just rigged the system, even if Hillary has plausible deniability. It's still a lot suspicious, isn't it? Absolutely it is. But the thing that was so crazy is that when the uproar from the people about the flags not being there and the fence being up inside between the stage and the delegates, they heard it. And what did they do? The next day there were flags, and then there was a clear partition instead of blue drapes over a metal fence. Thinking we wouldn't see it, I guess. I don't know why they did that. But it shows you that they'll give you whatever you want. They don't really have a position. They'll just do whatever you ask of them. And then they have this Mothers of the Movement come out, and that infuriated so many people. So many people. The fact that they have this Black Lives Matter movement, the mothers of these people, this movement that's based on lies and racism, they're willing to speak, but nowhere in the original schedule were there police officers or were there widows of fallen police officers, their family, nowhere. But as soon as that happened, they created a video. And then the former police chief of Philadelphia is at it. They'll do whatever they need to do to avoid controversy, to shun, to lie, whatever it takes to sway you. So Chelsea introduces Hillary last night. How did that compare to Ivanka Trump? How did she do? Was it stellar? Do we got a clash of the first daughters? Let's talk about it next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe 10 grand or more in credit card bills. And you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe 10 grand or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the Tax Doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the Tax Doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
If you are looking for the program throughout the week, you can find us on our flagship station, conservativeradionetwork.com, which now powers Red Nation Rising Radio. RedNationRising.us is where it's found. 5 p.m. Central each and every weekday. There are other times, but that's the guaranteed time. That's the time Ron has promised is ours. So we are there. We are on a High Plains Radio, the 405 Media, K98 Talk, Sackheads Radio, StreamingTalkRadio.com, and IPBN-FM.com. You can find the show on demand, iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play. And then each and every Saturday night, we're on News and Information 570 KLIF here in Dallas-Fort Worth at 8 p.m. Central. If you are not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can catch it on KLIF.com, Red Nation Rising Radio, and the 405 Media. Thanks to those guys for carrying that stream. It means a lot. It allows you, wherever you're at, to be able to get a hold of the live show on Saturday night. Also, do not forget, my buddy Matt Locke and I get together once a week for 2 hours. No notes, no script. We just talk about what happened in the past week. Off the cuff, we roll our sleeves up, we have a little fun. You can find that on the Conservative Cartel. And I'm here to tell you, here in the next month to 6 weeks, there will be a conservativecartel.com, and there's going to be a lot to it, so stay tuned for that. Matt kind of alluded to it when he was on the program. He's alluded to it on his program. We've got some special things coming. But I want to get to the comparison because, to me, this is the big deal. If you watch the RNC, it was a spectacle. It was a production. It was awesome. If you watch the DNC, you could hear crickets chirp. There were even rumors out there and stories that the DNC had to hire people to fill seats when Bill Clinton was talking because it was half full. That tells you how much excitement was behind the DNC. And so there was that. And normally it's the DNC that has more fanfare, more flash, more fancy, because they have all these Hollywood types that are out of touch with reality and have too much money. And so they get all the glamour and the glitz and things of that nature. But Donald Trump won that game this year. And to me, it comes down to the setup speech and then the speech by the candidates. And we talked about Ivanka Trump coming out and arguing women's issues and how her dad's great about it and equal pay. And she was just spectacular. There are some things I didn't agree with, but she spoke to people. She was conversational. She was a great speaker. Then we have Chelsea Clinton. And unlike the Trump kids, she seemed entitled. She seemed a little monotone. She got her speaking skills from her mother. Her dad could command a room at one point. I mean, he was the guy. He could work every corner of a room at once and just hold people's attention. Hillary Clinton, my gosh, it's like nails on a chalkboard. And Chelsea Clinton was the same way. If you were to compare the two, and Ivanka Trump was a 10, Chelsea Clinton was a 3. It was brutal. She's talking about her kids and how grandma, she tried to humanize Hillary Clinton, and it was horribly done. The same way Ivanka Trump and the Trump kids humanized Donald, Chelsea dropped the ball. The problem is with Hillary, she's got one shot. She's got Chelsea. She's got nobody else. Donald's got a few. So if one strikes out, he's got a couple to bring up, but none of them did. None of them did. And to me, that tells you all you need to know. I mean, Chelsea Clinton seemed like she didn't want to be there. She was talking down to people. Her nose was definitely turned up. Her presentation wasn't awesome at all. And she seemed entitled. She seemed like she was better than you because her whole deal was, oh, well, I grew up in a great neighborhood. I didn't have to worry about playing outside. I got the best schools, and my parents tried to communicate to me how fortunate I was. What? What does that have to do with anything? All you're telling us is that you're not one of us. That's all you're saying. Nothing more, nothing less. And she introduced her mom, and her mom seemed so proud of her daughter. And maybe she was, but Hillary Clinton's speech had zero substance. None. It was, I'm just a small town girl from a small town place. We need to get guns off the street. We need to quit being racist. Barack Obama was a great leader. What a great friend. Those two hate each other. Who is she kidding? Look at what I've done. I've got the experience, and the whole deal is everybody has said that this is a race of outsiders. That's what people want, is outsiders. Hillary Clinton is the consummate insider. In fact, she admits it right here.
Tonight, we've reached a milestone in our nation's march toward a more perfect union. The first time that a major party has nominated a woman for president. Standing here as my mother's daughter and my daughter's mother. I'm so happy this day has come. I'm happy for grandmothers and little girls and everyone in between. I'm happy for boys and men, because when any barrier falls in America, it clears the way for everyone. After all, when there are no ceilings, the sky's the limit. So let's keep going. Let's keep going until every one of the 161 million women and girls across America has the opportunity she deserves to have. But even more important than the history we make tonight is the history we will write together in the years ahead. Let's begin with what we're going to do to help working people in our country get ahead and stay ahead. Now, I don't think President Obama and Vice President Biden get the credit they deserve for saving us from the worst economic crisis of our lifetimes. Our economy is so much stronger than when they took office. Nearly 15 million new private sector jobs, 20 million more Americans with health insurance, and an auto industry that just had its best year ever. Now, that's real progress, but none of us can be satisfied with the status quo, not by a long shot. We're still facing deep-seated problems that developed long before the recession and have stayed with us through the recovery. I've gone around the country talking to working families, and I've heard from many who feel like the economy sure isn't working for them. Some of you are frustrated, even furious. And you know what? You're right. It's not yet working the way it should.
So wait a second. This is her telling everybody why she should be elected and that Barack Obama doesn't get the credit he deserves, but it's not working the way it's supposed to be working. Where is her mention of her failures as Secretary of State? Where is her mention of Benghazi, of Libya, of Syria? Where's her mention of the Clinton Foundation? You're not going to find it anywhere. Nowhere. And Hillary Clinton's numbers are actually down from her convention. And so if you had to wrap this up in a nice little bow, Donald Trump won this battle, and he won it big. Donald Trump's numbers went up, Hillary Clinton's went down. It's that simple. Her numbers should have jumped after her convention, but they haven't. Now, we'll get the more accurate numbers at the end of next week. But all indications say that from the straw polls, from the preliminary numbers, that Hillary's on her way down. And unless Trump does something stupid, dumb between now and then, I think this is his election to lose. I really, really believe that. Now, a lot of people are jumping into this race. They're weighing in. They're giving their opinion. It's happening at offices. It's happening at gyms. It's happening at the homes. It's happening everywhere. Well, now military officials are getting involved, and we've got a little showdown. We'll talk about it next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
You hear the headlines. You know health insurance is a real mess right now. Premiums have skyrocketed, and in most cases, you're stuck with your plan until open enrollment. But there's a government rule that allows you to qualify for lower health insurance rates if your life has changed. That means if you've changed jobs, if you're having a child, if you're getting married, if you're getting divorced, even if you run a small business or you're self-employed, this law may qualify you to get lower health insurance rates. Call the Health Insurance Hotline today. Learn how this 10-minute call can help you get lower health insurance rates. This is a free service to help consumers learn the laws to help them qualify for lower health insurance rates. So call right now to learn more. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501.
Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Buy new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com, and there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
So last week at the RNC, retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn spoke about Donald Trump. He was one of the speakers. In fact, Flynn was one of the people on the short list for vice president. He's also on Fox News a great deal as a contributor. He seems like a sharp guy. He's not willing to pull the punches. He'll throw them when he needs to. And during his speech, Flynn said, quote, General Allen, as a retired officer, was in charge of our current strategy for well over a year. And during that period of time, the rise of radical Islamism and ISIS, it exceptionally grew. The strategy that John Allen was in charge of, it's a failed strategy. Now, who is John Allen? He is a Marine general, retired Marine general, and both him and Flynn served in the Obama administration. And it's true, John Allen was in charge of part of this operation. Well, John Allen, who has a reputation of being middle of the road, he doesn't speak his political opinions. He's one of those guys who's just going about his business. He'll serve whatever president's in there and happy to do it. Well, he got on stage during the DNC and just went off. I mean, he went to work supporting Hillary Clinton. And I'm baffled by this. I do not understand how any service member, current or former, who was willing to give up their life, if need be, to serve this country, to protect what it's about, knowing that Hillary Clinton did not do anything about the situation in Benghazi, and then lied to the families of the victims about why it happened, how they can get behind Hillary Clinton. I'm baffled by this. Because if you're a service member, it's honor. It's dedication. It's all about the country. That's what it's about. Hillary Clinton's about herself. And I don't think she's ever told the truth ever about anything. And so it baffles me. But for whatever reason, General Allen was willing to get up there and put his name on the line for Hillary Clinton. Well, Michael Flynn commented, I honestly don't know how John Allen can look at himself in the mirror and say why he supports Hillary Clinton. I cannot see how John Allen can support somebody who perpetually cannot tell the truth. Well, what did Allen say? Quote, we trust in her judgment. We believe in her vision for a united America. We believe in her vision of an America as a just and strong leader against the forces of hatred, the forces of chaos, and darkness. I tell you without hesitation or reservation that Hillary Clinton will be exactly the kind of a commander-in-chief America needs. Do you think there might be a cabinet position for General Allen? Do you think Secretary of Defense might be his next role if Hillary Clinton wins election? I think so. To me, that's how this is setting up. And so he was willing to roll the dice. He's retired. He's done. He's hanging out at home. Maybe he wants to jump into the political realm. What he knows is the military. He's a Marine general. You have to spend some time in the Marines to start to earn those stars. He's worked in the White House. He understands how that goes down. And so there we have it. But I want to point out that there are two generals, retired generals of the United States military, getting up and speaking their mind about who should be president of the United States. If you have ever known somebody that has served and served for a long time, publicly they have no opinion. They will serve whatever commander-in-chief is in office. Privately, they'll tell you how they feel. They're just like you and I. But publicly, their job is to defend this country and follow orders. And that's all that matters to them. That's all they care about. And so to have two generals voicing their opinions at conventions over news agencies, whatever the case is, it should tell you how dire and how serious this situation is. It's no joke. It is real. And after the whole DNC, and I know the flag's just a simple, but man, that rubs me the wrong way, that they didn't think about putting American flags out there. And then during Bill's speech, they were passing flags out. I just want to point that out. I'm baffled. If you see that and you can't come up with a sound conclusion, I don't have anything for you. I'm sorry. Folks, that's going to do it for this week. Do not forget to join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central on News and Information 570 KLIF for the live offering. And RedNationRisingRadio.us, the 405 Media, and KLIF.com Remember, in the words of the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, on the days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, well, I have really good days. For the great Ron Phillips, I'm Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thanks for listening to The Gavin Mitchell Show, the Blue Collar Professor, produced in Fort Worth, Texas. If you like what you just heard, subscribe on iTunes and Spreaker.com. These and other links can be found on our website at thegavinmitchellshow.com. Be sure to tell your friends and colleagues about the Blue Collar Professor's daily podcast. Join us again next time as we take the liberals to school. All opinions expressed by the host or guests on this series are solely their opinions and do not reflect the views, policies, or positions of the Gavin Mitchell Show or its affiliates. This has been a Ron Phillips Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production.